All right, Chiefs Kingdom, let's talk. We all know there's been a lot of noise around the stadium situation here in Kansas City. Ever since that vote in April didn't go the way the organization had hoped, fans have been left with more questions than answers. But now, the face of our franchise, Patrick Mahomes, has finally spoken up. And when 15 talks, you better believe people listen. In a recent interview, Mahomes addressed the stadium dilemma head-on. He said, "We want to be in Kansas City. I want to be in Kansas City for the long haul. I want to have a stadium where we can win Super Bowls." That right there? That's not just quarterback talk. That's a man who gets it. He understands the history, the culture, and what Arrowhead means to this fan base. But here's what makes his comments really stand out. Mahomes didn't just throw out a feel-good quote. He acknowledged that it's not just about football. It's about what's best for the team, the fans, and yeah, the business too. And when the business starts getting in the way of tradition, things get messy real quick. He made it clear that he's involved in the conversations, he's staying informed, and he wants to be part of the solution. That's what leaders do. And let's be real. This franchise hasn't just been about touchdowns and trophies since Mahomes showed up. It's been about a guy who genuinely wants to see Kansas City thrive both on and off the field. But let me throw this to you. Were you surprised Mahomes finally decided to speak on the stadium situation? Or were you waiting for his voice to bring some calm to the chaos? Drop your take in the comments. And if you're someone who lives and breathes Chiefs football like I do, subscribe to the channel right now. We're on a mission to hit 5,000 subscribers, and with your help, we're getting there fast. Hit that bell too, because you won't want to miss what's coming next. Let's keep going, because the Mahomes quote was just the spark. Now it's time to dig into what's really going on behind the scenes. Now that we've heard Mahomes speak his truth, it's time to pull back the curtain on this whole stadium dilemma. Because let's be honest, it's way more complicated than just build a new one or don't. So here's the deal. Earlier this year, voters in Jackson County were asked to approve a sales tax extension that would have helped fund renovations to Arrowhead Stadium and a new downtown ballpark for the Royals. That proposal? It failed. And not by a small margin. We're talking a 58% rejection. That's a clear message from the public. They're not on board with the current plan. Now, some fans might have voted no because they don't want taxpayer money going to billion-dollar sports franchises. Others might have said no because the plan wasn't transparent enough. Whatever the reason, the result was the same. No tax, no funding, and now both the Chiefs and the Royals are left figuring out their next move. This is where it gets tricky. Arrowhead is iconic. It's loud, it's historic, and it's part of what makes Kansas City football so special. But it's also old, really old. Renovations could modernize it, but at what cost? And would those updates even be enough to keep up with newer NFL stadiums that offer luxury suites, massive fan zones, and tech integration that drives revenue? On the other hand, building a brand new stadium sounds exciting. New location, new design, maybe even a retractable roof. Finally hosting a Super Bowl in KC, right? But it also comes with a hefty price tag. And after the failed vote, it's clear the public isn't going to give a blank check to make that dream happen. And here's where the fan in you comes in. If you had a vote, would you say yes to helping pay for a new Chiefs stadium? Or are you in the camp that says the team should fund it themselves? Go ahead and drop a simple yes or no in the comments right now. Let's see where the kingdom stands. Also, if this kind of real talk is your thing, the kind of content that goes beyond the box score, hit that like button. It helps get this video to more Chiefs fans who need to hear the full story, not just the headlines. All right, so now that we know why this is such a hot issue, let's get into the heart of Mahomes' dilemma. Torn between loyalty and business. Let's get real. Patrick Mahomes isn't just the quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs. He is the Chiefs. He's the face of the franchise, the heart of the city, and a walking reason why Kansas City's become the NFL capital these past few years. That's why when he says he wants to stay in Kansas City forever, you feel that. It hits different. But here's the thing. Even someone as committed as Mahomes can't control everything. And this stadium situation? It's way bigger than one man, no matter how many MVPs he has. In his recent comments, Mahomes didn't hide from the fact that there's a tough balance to strike. He said he understands the business side of things, and that while his heart is with Kansas City, he also wants to make sure the team has what it needs to keep competing for championships. That means having the facilities, revenue streams, and fan experience to match what other top-tier franchises are building. He's walking a tightrope, staying loyal to the kingdom, while acknowledging that NFL success is as much about dollars and infrastructure as it is about grit and talent. And let's not forget, Mahomes himself is a business. He's a global brand now. His influence reaches way beyond Missouri state lines. So if the organization starts looking toward other locations, even outside of Jackson County or potentially out of state, it's not out of the question that Mahomes would have to support it for the good of the long-term vision. But don't get it twisted. That doesn't mean he wants to leave. Quite the opposite. He's made it crystal clear. We want to be here. We want to make it work in Kansas City. That's the kind of leadership that gives you chills as a fan. So here's the big question. Do you believe Mahomes would ever leave the Chiefs or even back a move out of KC if it meant better facilities or more wins down the road? Let me know in the comments, because this one's tough. Loyalty versus business. Where do you stand? And hey, if you're still watching, I know you're a diehard like me. So help us keep growing this amazing Chiefs community. Hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. We're closing in on 5,000, and every new sub brings us one step closer. Up next, let's talk about the stadium itself. Arrowhead, sacred ground or time for an upgrade? Let's talk about the stadium itself. Arrowhead. If you're a real Chiefs fan, you already know it's not just a stadium. It's a part of our DNA. The sea of red, the smell of barbecue smoke on game day, and the deafening noise that's broken world records. Arrowhead is a cathedral of football. But here's the uncomfortable truth. It's getting old. And that's where this whole debate heats up. The Chiefs' lease at Arrowhead runs through 2031, so there's still time. But that time is ticking fast. And with the failed April vote, the clock just got louder. So what are the real options on the table? 1. Renovate Arrowhead. Keep the soul, update the structure. Add new suites, improve fan experience, modernize the guts of the stadium while preserving the magic. That's the route a lot of fans are rooting for. But it still comes with a big price tag. And after that public vote, the big question is, who's gonna pay for it? 2. Build a brand new stadium in Kansas City. Think about it. Fresh architecture, cutting-edge technology, maybe even a roof, so we could finally host a Super Bowl. Sounds great, right? But now we're talking over $1 billion. And again, taxpayers just said they're not interested in footing the bill. 3. The option no one really wants to say out loud. Relocation. Not out of the state. Not yet, anyway. But moving across the border to Kansas is on the table. And some officials in Kansas are already making noise, pitching proposals, looking to lure the Chiefs their way. That would be a massive shift, and one that could split the fan base emotionally. So here's where you come in again. Do you want to see the Chiefs build a new stadium, or should they stick with Arrowhead and just give it a facelift? Let me know in the comments. I really want to hear your take. And if you believe Arrowhead is more than concrete and seats, if you believe it's home, hit that like button right now. All right, we've covered the facts and feelings. But this last part, it's all about the future, the fans, and the legacy we're building together. This stadium debate isn't just about blueprints or ballots. It's about legacy, about what it means to be a fan of the Kansas City Chiefs, not just now, but for generations to come. Patrick Mahomes wants to win more Super Bowls. The front office wants to grow the brand. The fans? We just want to hold on to the soul of this team, the traditions, the tailgates, the thunder inside Arrowhead. And when all those things start to clash, that's when decisions get tough. No matter what happens, renovation, a new stadium, even a move across the state line, one thing has to stay the same: the connection between this team and this city. Because what makes the Chiefs special isn't just Mahomes' arm or Reed's playbook, it's you. The fans who bleed red, who fill the stands in sub-zero weather, who stay loud even when we're down 10 in the fourth. Mahomes knows that. That's why his voice matters in this. Because he's not just leading the team, he's reflecting the heart of Kansas City. And whatever the final call ends up being, the fans deserve to be part of the conversation. So let me ask you one last question. If the Chiefs did end up leaving Kansas City someday, would you still be a fan? Would your loyalty go with them, or would something change? Be honest. Tell me in the comments. And if this video made you think, if it made you proud to be part of the kingdom, help us grow this channel. Subscribe now, join the Total Chiefs News community, and let's hit that 5,000 subscriber goal together.